times 3 times 3 times 8. 3 times 8, which gives us the base area. And 3 is your height. Which means our answer would be 9 times 4, which is 36 centimeter cube. Next question says solve the simultaneous equations showing your working. So we can use the elimination or the substitution method. I'm going to go for elimination in this case. So I'm going to multiply the first equation by 2, which makes it 2x plus 4y equals to 14. And the second equation remains the same, 3x plus 4y equals to 11. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the sign of the second equation. So now the new signs are negative for all three terms. So if we subtract this, 2x minus 3x plus 4y minus 4y equals 14 minus 11. Negative x equals to 3 and x equals to negative 3. That is your x value. And for the y value, what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute this into either of the equations. I'm once again going to choose equation 1 because it's simpler to solve. Always go for the equation that's simpler to solve. Don't go for the complicated one and, waste time. So negative 3 plus 2y equals to 7. 2y equals to 7 plus 3, which is 10. And y equals to 10 divided by 2, which equals 5. So y is 5 and x is negative 3. Question 11 says, by writing each number correct to one significant number, estimate the value of. So 18.2 correct to one significant figure would be 20. And 0.395 correct to one significant figure would be 0.4. So we know 20 cube is basically 8,000 over 0.4. If we move the decimal over here, we add a 0 over here. So it becomes 80,000, divided by 4, which is going to be 20,000. And that is your answer. Question 12 says, shape A and shape B are drawn on the grid. Describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. So if we look at shape A and shape B, we can see that the direction of the shape is exactly the same. What's different is that one shape is bigger than the other. So which means shape B is an enlarged version of shape A. Now to figure out the scale factor, if we compare two sides, so if I compare this side with this one, I can see that that side is 2 times bigger, which means the scale factor is going to be 2. Now for this center of enlargement would be once again comparing the distance. So if I pick a point over here, the distance is 2 from this point. But for shape B, the distance is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means that's incorrect. And if I pick this point over here, and we compare the distances from point A over here, it's going to be 3 blocks. And from B, it's going to be 6 blocks, which means this is our center of enlargement. And it fits the scale factor as well because the distance is increasing twice for shape B. Then it says draw the image of shape A after rotation of 180 degrees about 0, 0. So since it's rotating 180 degrees about 0, 0, so this is our center of rotation. What's going to happen is that it's going to be a mirror image in the third quadrant over here. First, it's going to be like this. And then it's going to be like this. So this is how it's going to look after a 180-degree rotation. Yeah. Question 13 says these are the first four terms of a sequence. Find the next term of the sequence. So as you can see, if we multiply 1 by 3, that gives us 3. 3 times 3 gives us 9, and 9 times 3 gives us 27, which means for the next term, we do 27 times 3, which gives us 81. Then for part B, it says, these are the first 5 terms of a different sequence. 35, 31, 27, 23, 19. Find an expression in terms of n for the nth term of the sequence. So let's first see if there's a common difference between all of these terms. 35 turns into 31 if we subtract 4. 31 turns into 27 if we subtract 4. Once again, 27 minus 4 is 23, and 23 minus 4 is 19. Hence, there's a common difference of -4. Now, whenever you're trying to find the nth term, and if there's a common difference, always multiply n with that common difference. Since in this case, the common difference is like being subtracted, so it would be -4n. This is what we have right now. So if we assume that the nth term is -4n, let's see what the first term would be. So that would be -4 times 1, which would equal to -4. Now, obviously, the first term is 35, not -4, which means we need to add something to this expression to make it something which would give us 35. So we know that if we add 39 to -4, that becomes 35. So now let's see. I'm going to erase this now, and I'm going to add 39 over here. So T1 would be -4 times 1 plus 39, which is 35. Let's check with the third term. -4 times 3 plus 39, which would be -12 plus 39, and that is going to be 27, which means this works for the entire sequence. The nth term is -4 plus 39 or 39 minus 4n, whichever you're comfortable with. The next question it says, write 325 as a product of its prime factors. So we just prime factorize this. 325 is going to be, if we divide that by 5, or even I think, no, we can't divide that by 3. 325 divided by 5 is going to be 65. So 5 over here and 65 over here. 5 is a prime number, so we can't further break it down. But we can break down 65. Now 65 divided by 5 is 5 times 13. Once again, 5 is a prime number and 13 is also a prime number. Hence, we can't further prime factorize it. So 325 is 5 square times 13. That would be your final answer. Part B says P equals to x to the power of n times y square, and Q equals to x to the power of n minus 1 times y to the power of 4, where x and y are prime. Find the highest common factor of P and Q and give your answer in terms of x, y, and n. Highest common factor is the lowest number that is common between each of these. So we know that x to the power of n minus 1 is smaller than x to the power of n. So that's common over here. And if we compare y squared and y to the power of 4, obviously y to the power of 2 is smaller. So these are the highest common factors between P and Q. Then It says 3 lines in a shaded region are shown on a 1 centimeter square grid. Find the 3 inequalities that define the shaded region. So to find the 3 inequalities, let's see what each inequality represents. So if you look at this one, y equals to 2x minus y, the area shaded is beneath the line, which means we're looking at the values that are decreasing. Hence, this is going to be y is less than equal to 2x minus 1. Reason why I chose less than equal to, because the line is a straight line. If it was a dotted line, then it would be just y is less than 2x minus 1. This is a very major distinction that you need to remember. And if it's less, then the lines are dotted. If it's less than equal to, then it's like a full straight line. Then for y equals to -2 over here, so we're looking at values that are increasing for y. That's going to be y greater than equal to -2. And then for x plus y equals to 5, we're once again looking at values which are decreasing. So x plus y is less than equal to 5. Another region R is defined by these 3 inequalities. Find the area of region R. So let's see what these are. So x plus y is less than equal to 5. So that's the same area that we already have, which is this one. Then y is greater than equal to 2x minus 1. That's going to be above it. Then x is greater than equal to 1. Let's draw a line over here. Greater than equal to 1 is over here. So this is the region that we're focusing at. I'm gonna remove all of these lines now. And this is our, so now we have to find the area of this. So if we look at the base, 4, 1, so the base is 3 and the height is 1. So area would be 1 over 2 times 1 times 3, which is 1.5. That is the area of this region, which is labeled as R. Question 16 says the diagram shows a speed time graph for part of a car's journey. Calculate the distance traveled by the car in the 150 seconds. So let's divide the graph into 2 different shapes. This is one shape and this is another. So A1 and A2. So A1 is going to be a trapezium. So 1 over 2 times the height, which is 100, times the sum of parallel sides, which is going to be 14 plus 20, which is 50 times 34. That's going to be 17, wait, 50 times 34 is going to be 5 4s are 20, 0, 2, 1700. And then A2 is going to be 14 times 50, is going to be 70. So total distance is 1700 plus 70, which is 1770 meters. Now, if you're wondering why did we find the area and split the graph into 2 shapes, basically when you have a speed time graph, your area under the graph always gives us the distance. So if they're asking for the distance and they've given the speed time graph, just find the area under the graph and you're good to go. Question 17 gives us 2 functions, and the first one they're asking us to find f inverse. f of x equals to 2 minus 3x. Replace f of x with y. Then make x the subject of the equation, so y. And then make x the subject of the equation, so 3x equals to 2 minus y. And x equals to 2 minus y over 3. Now, in the next step, replace x with f inverse x and replace y with x. So your f inverse is 2 minus x over 3. In the next part, it says solve f of x plus 5 and 3 times g of x. So f of x plus 5 would be 2 minus 3 times, would be 2 minus 3 times x plus 5. Basically, the domain is changing from x to x plus 5. And simplify that, so 2 minus 3x minus 15, which would be negative 13 minus 3x. So negative 13 minus 3x is put equal to 3 times x minus 4, which is going to be 3x minus 12, and negative 13 plus 12 equals to 3x plus 3x. That's negative 1 equals to 6x, and negative 1 divided by 6 equals to x. That is your answer.